Oh, shoot. All right, we are finally on. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and of course, y'all already know, should know. If you don't know, now you know. This is On the Masters right here on Black Power Media. All right. Shout out to Kalaji. Shout out to the staff over there at Black Power Media. Doing big things, celebrating anniversaries and all that kind of good stuff. Of course, last time I was on here, you know there was some technical difficulties with Chrome and whatever. And I guess I'm still experiencing that today. I was coming on 9 minutes ago and it wouldn't let me. I'm not sure whether or not that's on what has to be on StreamYard's end. They said they're experiencing technical difficulties and that kind of thing. So here we are. Nonetheless, we got to deal with these kind of situations until we, y'all know who the we I'm talking about, get our own infrastructure, digital infrastructure, in order to control our own digital destiny. All right, we're controlling our own digital destiny. And yes, we can control our own digital destiny. Okay, today we're going to be talking about digital blackface. All right, digital blackface. Let me let y'all see the flyer once again. We're going to be talking about digital blackface. All right, and all I'm asking people to do is just do a checkup from the neck up. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. There's some things I'm going to talk about today, which I'm sure you're going to have some clap back, but it's a beautiful thing if you do. I truly don't mind. Yep, I don't mind. What we're going to have to do today, though, is we're going to have to dive deep, and if we can, let's try to leave those other people out of the conversation. When we're talking about doing a checkup from the neck up, let's just talk about like diving into how we can kind of solve the problem that we have with this identity. We understand there's a degree of identity theft going on, and I truly understand that. All right, identity theft is happening. All right, but there's some things that we can do about it on our end. I've got a couple of disparaging comments on some things that I put out there, which it is to be expected. All right, it's to be expected. I mean, I don't, trust me, family, I don't mind. I don't mind. I think I was built for a certain degree of smoke, which is cool with me. I don't mind kind of dealing with it. Let me make a couple of announcements before we kind of dive in and get this party started. All right. Anyway. All right. So we're going to wait for this thing to kind of populate like this. Let's see if we can kind of do this. All right. It did populate. All right. We're going to put some music behind this conversation for the thieves that are out there that want to steal your whole entire show. All right. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, family. All right. Soul Cinema Sundays at the Plaza Theater. The next film that's going to be shown is Daughters of the Dust, of Women's History Month. All right, Sunday, March 16th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Doors open up at 3:15. Daughters of the Dust, a film by Julie Dash. Shout out to Julie Dash. Now, they said, well, where is this going to be? Now, fifth, we're going to advertise this like this. We definitely are going to make very bold where this thing is going to be held at. All right? I know she's probably watching. She's probably saying, well, it is bold. No, it ain't that yet. Let's go to the next poll. Let's see if she put it. Nope. Let's see if she put it here. For more information, plazaatlanta.com, Orange Amber Production Code. This is the number that you dial, family, to get tickets, times, what's playing, yada, yada, yada. If we're going to inspire this sister to make the address and where this thing is happening at bold. All right, call 510-473-2553. Can y'all make a mental note to send that sister a text right now if you're watching this? Okay, you saw an advertisement on the Masters Professor Griff show. You don't know really where it's at, blah, 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 blah. It's the Plaza Theater Atlanta on Ponce. 1049 Ponce de Leon Avenue, Atlanta. You need to put that on the flyer and make it bold. Nowadays, people are not reading two flyers. They just not. Hold on. We need to put it right here and make it bold. Like real bold. We could put it on the popcorn. All right? So get and cop some tickets, and inshallah, hopefully I will see y'all there. So today we're talking about the digital blackface and Checkup from the neck up. All right. Let me turn this music down a little so we can kind of dive into the subject matter, which I've always said is right there in our face, but a lot of times we don't we're doing everything else online, and it's just we're overlooking it. All right. Let's dive into what digital blackface is, and then I will get right back to us after we show this. All right, let's talk.
We've never seen anything quite like this.
Russian actors and other actors pretending to be Black activists, Black people.
To do the digital blackface and harass Black people, like, y'all really know no bounds.
Highly coordinated and deeply networked.
They removed almost 1.6 billion fake accounts.
You will not replace us!
Digital blackface is a phenomenon that involves white people, usually white nationalists and white supremacists, creating fake online profiles portraying themselves as a Black person. These profiles are often used to perpetuate racist narratives, incite division, or manipulate public opinion. Digital blackface stems from blackface, which is basically a white person painting their skin Black to imitate the rich hue of Black people and mocking them, portraying them not as the beautiful people that they were, but in degrading ways. You may have encountered a comment on social media and question if a Black person actually wrote it. Many of these digital blackface accounts start with the phrase, "as a Black person, ... announcing their supposed Blackness before making a statement. In 2020, Twitter, now X, deleted countless digital blackface accounts claiming to be Trump supporters.
What's called digital blackface. They were stealing the images from real Black Americans, from news stories and from other places on the web, and using those images to represent themselves inauthentically. It was a real astounding number of retweets very quickly, using a lot of common language, a lot of common messaging.
In 2016, The Independent reported that white supremacists were planning to flood Twitter with fake Black people accounts in response to their new anti-hate policy. These racists were so determined to spew their hate to the world that they created imposter accounts pretending to be Black people. Because it couldn't be considered hate speech if the hateful language about Black people was seemingly coming from another Black person. These fake accounts used to be incredibly obvious. No longer are they using accounts with blank profile pictures and zero posts. They are stealing actual Black people's photos and posting them, even sharing photos of their families. The man in his profile picture was completely unaware that his photo was used for a fake account until CNN reached out to him. Other imposters are creating images using AI technology. Andrew Aglin of the neo-Nazi website Daily Stormer told his readers, "When you have time, create a fake Black person account. Just go on Black Twitter and see what they look like. Copy that model. Start filling it with rap videos and booty shaking or whatever else these Blacks post." These accounts make comments perpetuating the stereotypes of Black people and to sway collective thoughts of the Black community. Many of their conversations and comments are attempts at widening the gap between Africans and African Americans, creating animosity between Black women and Black men, and denouncing the need for African Americans to receive reparations. They're also flooding Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and many other platforms with this rhetoric. During the 2016 presidential election, there were reports of individuals, including some Trump supporters, posing as Black people and minorities on social media. Their goal was to convince the Black community that Trump had the support of the majority of Black voters. They would go to popular spaces like the Shade Room and say, "I'm Black and I'm a Trump supporter," to make it appear as if he had a large backing from the Black community.
That there's still Russian actors and other actors pretending to be Black activists, Black people, basically said that they were using Black culture, Black identity to basically suppress the vote.
After Elon Musk took control of Twitter, he lifted the ban on hate speech and the racists began to openly tweet again, but many continue their fake accounts. Bots are also programmed to spread racialized misinformation, and many are being made to target social media platforms.
So if you were wondering just how deep and far you could push fake accounts on Facebook, who has billions of users, they removed almost 1.6 billion fake accounts.
Individuals are also targeted by people they know anonymously. Samantha Markle, Meghan Markle's half-sister, created several different profiles online to present herself as different people, to leave racist and derogatory comments under posts about her. Experts discovered that she teamed up with a group of other middle-aged white women to demean Meghan daily.
These are housewives. These are middle-aged Caucasian women creating just constant attacks from go back to America to basically, why don't you die? They were actively recruiting people, telling people how to create multiple accounts, how to use VPNs, virtual private networks, to hide the IP so they don't get suspended. It's insane.
All right. So with that as a jump start, to this conversation, digital blackface. I'm sure I've been a victim of it. You probably have. I've probably responded to some people online trying to figure out whether or not A, they were real. Then, no, I think I looked at the information first. And the whole idea of it, these people are probably not real, to then circling back around and saying they're probably real, but they're probably not Black. I've been a victim of that. I can honestly say I've been a victim of that. So this whole digital blackface thing is a very real kind of thing. That just goes to show us, to let us know we have to be on the top of our game when it comes to who we are as a people. Now, I know when I put this information out, some people are going to say, well, some people are going to say, hold on, right there. Some people are going to say, well, why Black face? Why not indigenous face? Why not whatever? And we can roll that back to another conversation which triggers a lot of people when we talk about the term Black. It's something with the term Black that triggers a lot of people, especially Black people, that want to escape the whole idea of Blackness and they want to call themselves something else. Yeah, if that's what you want to do, by all means, have at it. But I just have some questions to ask you. All right. And I think I have some questions that you might want to ask yourself. The name of the show today is Digital Blackface. All right. The subtitle is Checkup from the Neck Up. So what I want us to do, if you can rock with your brother, Professor Griff, for a minute, what I like for y'all to do is just everyone take a deep breath. Matter of fact, let's breathe in 3 times. Breathe in through your nose, out your mouth, In through your nose, out your mouth. One more time, but we're going to hold the breath for 4 seconds, all right? Breathe in through your nose. Hold it for 4 seconds. Breathe out. Get grounded and get centered. All right? Now let's have the conversation. Now, if we detect any of those bots, trolls, white people on here pretending to be black, any of those things that we've just saw on, hold on. Let's give the sister credit. Chime, Hair Crush. That's whose page I was on, who gave us the digital blackface. AI models, fake profiles, and racial manipulation. Chime Health Crush. Go to her page, check her stuff out. All right. I don't want to go ahead and show her thing without even giving her credit and mentioning her name. That would be not cool. Anyway, all right. I'm going to show you another clip, which is going to spawn a lot of you, trigger a lot of you. And you're actually going to come on here and show your true face and your true colors, which is a beautiful thing. I don't mind that. As Door of L writes paragraphs inside of the chat, which is a good thing, I guess. I don't have time to read it all, but anyway, it may spark you to do that. It may spark you to make one word or one sentence. Whatever it inspires you to do, by all means, do so. Thank you very much, Cheryl Knight, for the assistance. I think I'm going to have to do this same program at night so we can get Quan on. We can get some of those people on that we're missing when we come on during the day. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm in the middle of 9 things happening. Happening during the evening. So it's hard to come on and lend this kind of energy at night. So, there is a hold on for a second. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Hold on, fam. I'm going to go back to my, I'm about to go back and see what I did with this clip, which a few people, I'm not going to mention any names, but check this out. All right, I can't play on that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's triggering. There's a lot. There's a lot that I could lend to that, but you gotta piece that stuff right there apart, because I'm not sure if y'all saw this, but 4,000 people have, and it says know your story. Know your story, family history. That's that. We're not black. The new single from, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna unpack that after we watch this. All right, just yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about it. Thank you, Cheryl Knight. So before I play this whole idea of black people saying black people, we're not talking about white people saying, we're talking about black people are saying that black people have no culture. Black people don't have a culture. I'm trying to process that. Just work with me for a minute, fam. I'm going through something. All right? Not what Dochi said, but I'm going through something. Hold on. So black people do not have a culture. Got it. All right, cool. Let's watch this.
Ragtime that was created by pianists in the late 1800s. They also created funk, disco.
Here we go.
White Americans laughed at the new musical style, but eventually grew fond.
Am I at the right?
Enslaved Africans were forced to.
Nope, let's go back.
African Americans have no culture, when it's literally the most influential culture in the world. The way they speak, dress, move, and their countless creations. African American culture is everywhere and copied by people of all backgrounds. Their culture is all about soul music, soul food, soulful language, and soulful creativity. They put soul in the most common activities and completely elevate it. This culture encompasses African traditions passed down through generations, but mostly new elements that they developed. African American culture includes music that thrived during and after slavery. Enslaved Africans were forced to swap out drums with hand clapping and feet tapping because many enslavers banned drums after discovering they were used to communicate. And this is how spirituals and blues were birthed. Country music was created with the use of the West African banjo that is at the heart of the genre. White Americans laughed at the new musical style, but eventually grew fond of it. And African Americans then moved on to create other musical genres, like ragtime, that was created by pianists in the late 1800s. They also created funk, disco, gospel, R&B, hip hop, and rock and roll. African American culture also includes DJing on turntables as an art form and folk music, which was created by enslaved Africans. When people say African Americans have no culture, they don't know what the definition of culture is. It's the customs, arts, and other manifestations of human intellect. The Harlem Renaissance was an explosion of creativity in the African American community, and there, jazz was born.
All right, let's stop right there. We're gonna circle back around to that conversation. So today's subject is digital blackface, a checkup from the neck up. All right, which I know I'm gonna have to do a part 2 and 3, probably in the evening, so we can have a broader conversation. But for today, let me say this. So I used the title checkup from the neck up like years and years ago. So I decided to look it up this morning. Now, with the advent of the internet, prior to that, we actually had to read books. All right? We actually had to read books. Prior to that, we had to sit at the feet of the elders and we had to have conversation in person with one another. Shortly after that, you were given computers and cell phones and this kind of thing. Well, yeah. So then the conversation got not broader, but 2 things happened at the same time. The conversation got broader, meaning more people, but the conversation didn't get broader. The conversation narrowed. All right. More people, conversation narrowed. So when I went, and then of course now we have AI, which now the conversation is going to get broader, more people, less concentration, less focus, and here we go. So when I looked up the same term that I used years ago, it says a checkup from the neck up is a phrase that means to assess your mental health and emotional well-being, essentially taking a look at your thoughts, feelings, and overall psychological state. Your overall psychological state. I don't know why I'm pointing at my head. I should be pointing at my heart. Your overall psychological state. Well, I'm really talking about the heart of the mind. Or you could reverse it and say the mind of the heart. It doesn't matter to me. Go deeper than and study something that you don't already know is what I'm trying to tell y'all right now. A checkup from the neck up. This is not super deep. I'm not trying to get all philosophical and deep and esoteric and all that other kind of stuff that you probably know nothing about, from what I'm hearing you saying, and leaving these old raggedy ass comments up under my my clips. All right. So anyway, a checkup from Checkup is a phrase that means to assess your mental health and emotional well-being, essentially taking a look at your thoughts, feelings, and overall psychological state of mind, state of being, your essence. All right. In other words, just look again. All right. Anyway, let's look at it. So now, when I showed y'all the other clip from the couple on Instagram that was sent to me, I didn't do that to make mockery of them. So let's kind of put something in place, and then let's work from there. So when you talk about digital blackface, we're talking about taking how we as black people move, all right? Creating fake profiles and all this kind of stuff, and pretending to be black and moving how you think we move, all right? That could mean hold on. That can mean one of three things, all right? That can mean A, that you're not actually black. B, rather, you are black, but you don't realize the totality of what the essence and what the term black truly means. And then 3, you're pulling from the Black Law Dictionary, and you're pulling from the plethora of work that white people put out there after they created this thing called this race construct. They constructed the concept of race, and you're pulling and you responding to those terms and definitions. And I'm just asking you, before we have this conversation, to just think about it for a second. All right? Okay, so listen, before you get all revved up and get triggered, I'm going to look up what Elijah Muhammad gave us in reference to who we are. He asked us to ask ourselves the question, who is the original man? All right. So without giving you the textbook definition of the answer, who is the original man, of course, the 5%ers out there and your brothers and sisters from the Nation of Islam would know that answer already. You understand what I'm saying? So if the idea of the original man, who is the original man? Of course, the original man is the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth. Some say father of civilization and God of the universe. But nonetheless, if we were who we were and who we are prior to the race construct, how come we never go back to that as opposed to only going back to what they said about us in the race construct? This is the question I'm asking you. Nia Muhammad, assalamu alaikum. So I'm saying to you, if Elijah Muhammad told us from the outstart, all right, that we are the gods and goddesses of the universe, then why are we toying with anything else? All right? If we are the gods and goddesses of the universe, then why are we toying with anything else? Why are we trying to unravel this whole idea of what the essence of black truly means? So then we get called African Americans, and I think that was with Jesse Jackson and a few other people that came along. So we started calling us that. A minute ago, we were calling ourselves colored, because of the race construct. Then we were minorities. When statistics came out that said whatever, dealing with redlining and this kind of thing. Other books and other information came out. We were indigenous. All right. Ice Queen X09. The maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Thank you very much. So we're the God of the universe. Why are we toying and playing with anything else? All I'm asking today for this particular conversation is you go beyond the race construct. Don't hang out on branch knowledge. Let's go to the root. All right. So now, let's go back to the clip that I played. I simply put, now I can admit, I'm being very transparent and honest. Just out of seeing this and out of emotion, I put, what the fuck is this bullshit? A couple of people responded to me. Exactly. Then I put, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Then I turned around and said something else. And then days later, which is 1 hour ago, I put the messenger teaches us that we're gods and goddesses. What do you mean we're not this and we're not that? Yeah, we're that. And then some is what I'm saying. So if you are there and you are more, we're that too. If you're there and you're saying that we're indigenous, we're that too. Okay. If you're saying that we are kings and queens, yeah, we're that too. Then if you're going off saying that we're something else and we are indigenous to this and we're from the so-and-so tribe and the other tribe and the other tribe and the other tribe, then yeah, I said, yeah, we're that too. What's wrong with that? All right. But because you're coming in this part of time in history and you're claiming who we are, then that's a beautiful thing also. I don't mind that. But you still have to go back to the original, that we're gods and goddesses. All right. So I'm going to play you a clip from my brother from Emancipation Media. Y'all may be familiar with this brother. He's always on point. And I'll be honest with you, this confused me even more, but I'm working it out in my head. All right. Don't worry about it. Help me out. This is called Black. Okay. Got you. All right. Here we go.
You know, one thing about Black American culture is that we are the kings and queens of roasting. We are the kings and queens of comedy. Just call it what it is. That's just what we do. Most people will tell you that. Case in point, we know a lot of people having this discussion about Black Americans don't have a culture. And some of our distant cousins have been saying that, you know, we need to not take on a so-called Black American culture. We just need to take on African culture. We need to come home and stuff like that. In which I love being in the African continent, love it. And I break bread with my brothers and sisters while I'm there. This issue about no culture and all that other conversation usually happens, you know, here in America more so than throughout the diaspora. We had this one sister that said, you know what? If y'all gonna try to talk about us and clown, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and roll this clip.
African Americans don't have a culture. Africa is your culture. You need to come home to the motherland immediately. You guys are losing.
Okay, let's stop right there. I don't know if y'all can see me on Instagram, but I think y'all can now, right over here. All right, let's stop right there. A, you showing up, whoever you are, with your breasts and your titties out with goddamn blue hair and blue lipstick. So whatever part of whatever culture you celebrate and you claim that you are, I'm sure we weren't doing that. That's number one. And to say we don't have a culture, wow. Africa is our culture. Well, let me tell you and the rest of the Africans that are listening, and the Negroes and the Negresses that are listening, and the coons and the birds and the porch monkeys and the white supremacists and whoever else it may be out there, the terms and terminology that y'all gave us that we didn't give ourselves. All right? If Elijah Muhammad said that we're the gods and goddesses, whence came this madness? We were and who we are prior to Africa being called Africa. I'm gonna say that again because maybe it may hurt some of y'all's feelings. I'm not sure where you are with this. You're right, stay focused. We were and we are who we are prior to Africa being Africa. Do you have your timelines, everyone? Come on, get your timelines out. Don't worry about I'll wait. I will wait. Prior to Africa being called Africa, all right, we already had culture. We were gods and goddesses. There was no need for us to walk around and saying that we're black or we're this, that, and the other. All right? We had a culture way before Africa was Africa. Way before they came in and started carving up Africa and naming parts of the place that we called home. Whether you call it Akabulan, whether you call it Timeri, whether you call it whatever it is you call it, Pangea, we already had a culture. All right? And I'm sure way off in some distant village in the corner of some distant village in somebody's damn, whatever you had, you were wearing blue hair, blue lipstick with your tits out. Come on. No.
You are losing in America. You are losing. You are losing. You don't understand where you really, truly come from. You don't understand. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. Give me 1 second.
Wait, she got trap drill music going on with her phone. You cannot make this shit up. I swear you can't. You can't make this shit. This is real, bro. Old girl sitting here with her tits out, blue lips, blue hair, blue eyelashes, blue eyeliner. Her phone rings to some trap drill music, telling us that we don't have a culture. Could be AI generated. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's look.
Hello. Yes, bitch, bring the Hennessy.
And
yes, we are outside.
And she's telling the person on the phone, bitch, bring the Hennessy. We're outside in the village. Is that part of African culture? And if it is, what part of Africa is that? Help me out, fam. Is that the part of Africa that we need to be a part of? Talking like that, dressing like that, looking like that, thinking like that? Help me out. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Because when I showed y'all this, hold on. We're not from Africa, we're natives. He's wearing a cross. She has blonde hair. Help me out, I'm confused. Work with me, fam. Help me out with this. She has blonde hair, half naked, red stiletto boots on like she working at Pinups or whatever the name of them clubs are. Rolex in Miami. Do I know a couple of strip clubs up here? Blue Flame. Is a Blue Flame still a thing? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying. Help me out. These people talking about we're not Africans, we're not black, we're indigenous, but you wearing a cross and you wearing a blonde hair and you. Hold on, let me just finish this so I can dive into your.
In the village tonight, period, poo. Bye. Like I was saying, you guys do not have a culture. African culture is the only answer. Choose.
Now, when I first, heard her doing, I guess she's trying to do a West African, accent for the most part, is what she's doing. And when she picked up the, plastic with the water in it, I said, okay, she didn't seen a little bit, because the first time I be honest with you, I've never seen that before until I went to the concert. I said, huh? They actually drink water out of that? I just never seen that before. I'm sorry, I'm from America. I just never seen it. And but hey, it is what it is. If you thirsty, you'll drink it too, right? And some people say, oh, why is she saying that? She's being hateful, she's being divisive. Well, you don't think maybe some are being hateful and divisive toward Black Americans, saying that you don't have a culture? You don't think but yet our culture is even in the countries that people left and came to America? Let's call it what it is. We are the culture. So
that's it, Mr. Philip Scott. That's it, brothers and sisters, on Arm the Masses, Serious Minds. Black people, we are the culture. We are the culture. Wherever we go, we bring the culture. We are the culture. Culture is still coming up out of us. We are the culture. I'm going to open up the phone lines to let you in on this conversation, because I don't want y'all to think it's one or even two with me and Mr. Phil Scott. I don't want y'all to think it's two-sided. Let me read your comments. I'm open. I'm open. All right. That looks like a parody. Got you. It's definitely a parody. Got you. He knows about the Rolex. John, whoever you are said that. I'm fucking 64 years old. I've been in enough juke joints, back alleys, strip clubs, fucking all kind of clubs, all kind of. This is Professor Griff, bro. I ain't new to this shit. Fuck. Your ass know about the goddamn Rolex? Shit. I used to live in Miami. Who don't know about the Rolex? Sit your ass down somewhere. You know about the Rolex? I'm goddamn outside. Shut the fuck up. Shit. Shout out to JT Money. All right. Shout out to Devastator. Shout out to Poison Clan. Shout out to all the cats I used to run with in Miami. Shout out to Society. Shout out to the GOD. All right. Lord Mecca. What's up, Buddha? All right. A few other people I can mention, but I don't want to dry snitch. All right. They on probation shit. Fucking parole. Yeah, I used to live in the 305. You damn right. The hell. All right. Let's stay focused, fam. Gerald, what's happening, man? P-Funk 1000, what's good with you? Some of y'all so goddamn righteous. You know something? I'm supposed to be minding my manners. This is Ramadan. I'm supposed to be. See how y'all let me? I'll let y'all take me off my square or my circle. I say square, and some of y'all get all uptight. Oh, see, he's a Mason. See, he's part of the craft. See, he's. Come on, man. DJ Slice, what's good? Of course I know about DJ Slice, man. Yeah. Ramadan Kareem. Jessica. Let me get back on my dean here. All right, so listen. But yeah, I'm not one of them kind of lame kind of dudes. I ain't never been him. I ain't never been afraid to go where I need to go. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Balance and center point and even counterpoint is the key. Isolation is not elevation. You can't elevate being isolated. Yeah, you can isolate yourself for a minute to hit the reset button so you can get it back. Push forward. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I take it no one wants to come on. It's a beautiful thing. We are going to pick this conversation up, though, at a later date in the evening so I can talk to the rest of y'all. Because some of y'all not getting this. You just kind of not. All right? All right? Once again, I'm going to let you guys know that if you want to participate in Ramadan, you don't necessarily have to go through the whole idea of calling yourself a Muslim. Maybe that's your entry point. Maybe that's your door that you need to come through to elevate your level of consciousness. All right, shout out, Mr. Black. What's good with you? All right. Anyway, we're going to pick this conversation up at night so we can talk and continue to have this conversation. All right. Okay. I'm going to give it a few minutes, 5 more minutes, read some other comments, and then I'm going to check out of here at the 1 o'clock hour. Dr. Gabriel, peace, man. What's good with you, Dad?
Peace.
Long time no see. Come on, give me some more energy than that, bro. What's happening?
Man, all is well, brother. How you doing?
I'm maintaining, man. Just got off the road, trying to stretch out, trying to, get back on it. Yeah. What's good with you?
All is well. All is well. Just been building.
All right. So what's happening?
Man, that was a good video. It basically showed, I think a high level of cognitive dissonance. It almost seemed like a joke, but it wasn't funny. It's not funny.
Right.
I have a lot of good friends in Africa that represent from a really cultural and strong perspective. So to see somebody speaking like that, but like you said, with blue hair, blue eyelashes, blue makeup, it was hard to look at. And then to, like you said, having all of the worst aspects of what we do on this side, and then to claim that we don't have culture, that's the worst aspects of our culture. And to be pushing that as something to be, it was almost like she didn't even realize what she was doing. So I found that to be interesting.
Yeah, because Black Dot said they take the worst of our culture and give it maximum exposure. So all they get is that. 2 videos prior to that one, I showed 7 minutes of the rich Black heritage and culture from Black people here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in my discourse with someone online, and they kept saying that they're indigenous, I just asked a few questions, and I think they got mad at me. All I asked, if you're indigenous, give me some indigenous recipes. Give me some indigenous language. Give me some indigenous culture that you participate in right now as we speak. Don't give me the Black ones. Give me the indigenous ones. What indigenous language did you speak? Give me the indigenous dress. Talk to me. And I got no answer. So they always result to insults and cursing me out. And I'm just asking a question. I claim to be indigenous also.
Yeah.
I don't push that out front because I'm not there to defend that just yet. Do you understand what I'm saying? But of course we're indigenous. Ishaka Musa Barashango said you cannot go anywhere on the planet without seeing black people's footprints. And then when they knocked us upside the head and took all of that from us, dragged some underlined some of us to America, we lost aspects of that. Then they colonized the planet so we wouldn't go back and find it. Elijah Muhammad even said that when we saw them in the year 800, 3,400 coming on the planet, we hid certain cities from them. We hid certain cities, entire cities, either under the water, under the sand, under the earth, in the dirt, so they wouldn't find it. So of course we are indigenous. But don't say that we're not this and we're not that. We are.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, it's interesting. But that was a good demonstration. Really good demonstration, just to show the mind state of the people here and abroad. So I thought that was on point.
Right, and it takes a person that's centered and grounded to stand in the middle to show the Africans where they might be kind of getting things misconstrued, and then to show black people here in America where we got to get it right because the world imitates us. I'm gonna say that again in English because I said that to dude online and I got cursed out. The world imitates us. If it was not for black culture here, the world would be lost.
That's right.
They don't want us to discover who we were, because if we connect that with who we are today, oh, it's a problem, man. Because we're waking up.
Yeah, most people don't realize that, you know, I lived in Europe for a little while and lived like amongst the people there. And when you walk down the cobblestone streets, you still see our faces on the pharmacies. When you do the research to see who built these castles, it's like, whoa, you know. So as a teenager, I kind of got a eye full getting to see Europe and the fact that most of the, if you will, the grandeur that is there was left by us, was put there by us, and they know it. They don't have a problem with it. Now they don't put it on, they don't commercialize it. They're not out advertising this, but they're not scared to tell you what happened or what they know that happened or what they believe happened. So, yeah.
So I said a few shows ago, and I challenged white people, and then I challenged the Negroes that come on here. I said, can you go an entire day without bumping into and running into something that black people created? Can you live your life for a week without using something black people created?
I don't believe so.
Possible.
I don't believe that, you know, I don't even think there's not too many things that we haven't invented, period. So I don't know how many things you could even come across in general that we did not make. Once you walk out the door, before you leave the house, I mean, everything from your refrigerator to the red light that you're about to pull up at, it doesn't stop. Everything of innovation comes from us. I mean, even when we were in bondage, we got to a point where we created, the brother Eli Whitney created the cotton gin.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm tired of picking it by hand. He said, we're gonna have a machine pick this.
Yep.
So,
and then even after we invented these things, we weren't allowed to patent them. They stole our patents. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the other side of it. Yep.
That's the other side of it. And then even when they did give us a patent number, they changed the name of the invention. For example, Jack Johnson, heavyweight boxer, invented the wrench. When he sent off for the patent and he got it back, they called it the monkey wrench.
Facts.
He never invented the monkey wrench. But since they called us monkeys, which I said earlier, he ended up with the monkey wrench.
Yeah, that's wild.
Real wild. So I'm still waiting on my answer from the gentleman about this indigenous thing. I want to know about indigenous culture. Now, don't get me wrong. Every Ramadan and every August 1st, which is my born day, I hit the reset button and I just kind of renew my history. All right. So when Ramadan, well, before Ramadan started this time, I started looking into the land of Mu.
Okay.
MU. What is it? Tartarian. I started looking at all grand structures that was already built by a civilization prior to white people, quote unquote, discovering America. And I started looking into who are these people? How come they never mention? How come the white people that's online never mention who these people are and what they look like? That's by design. Because them people look just like you and I, probably 4 shades darker, but we good.
Yeah.
And we didn't get these complexions right here because of the rape of white people raping black people. We've had these complexions before we even met white people.
Those are facts. Yeah.
But you see, when I say these things, you know me, bro. I don't just run my mouth. I can back up everything I'm saying.
Yeah, you know the Khoisan, you know, that's all you got to do. Pull up some Khoisan pictures of.
Look into the face of You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the gods are crazy. If anybody hasn't seen that movie, that's one you should go back and just check out. Looking at the oldest verifiable people on the planet, and they're pretty much yellow skinned.
Right. And the brother wanted to go extraterrestrial on me. And he started talking about pyramids weren't built by black people, they were built by aliens, and they're only alien to you. You understand? They're not alien to us.
Yeah.
And the earth is not the only place where life is. I said, bro, come on. I'm not even going there with you. So you that arrogant and that narrow-minded that the only life form is here on earth?
Yeah, that's
he wanted to start talking about plants and life, other life forms other than humans, plants and amoebas and sperm floating in the atmosphere. I'm like, bro, stop. Anyway.
I've heard a lot, but I haven't heard that one yet.
You know something? AI, either we're going to get a grasp of AI and control it in our realms, or it's going to run us. It's going to rule us. It's going to dictate us as opposed to, because there's people that's programming AI and training AI. And how come people don't understand that? This thing just didn't pop up. Yet they got
right.
camps in Africa. People are sitting for 10 hours a day data mining and putting this data in order to make AI.
That's right.
I'm not the only one that know that. You already know that. I know you already know. Other people that on it already know these things. We've been giving them years.
Yeah, look, I already got my children on it, you know, so that they're prepared. But I've even a couple months ago, I got a scholarship. A friend of mine from Chicago, he's a teacher out there, and he just put a post on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, if y'all interested in getting y'all AI skills and you know your computer skills up for the future," he's like, "We have scholarships available." I applied for one. I got 4 scholarships. So, yeah, over the next several months here, I'll be just getting myself prepared, you know, because I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to be one of the ones trying to figure out what to do and how, you know, how to talk to AI and how to control it. Because if you don't control it, it will be controlling. All of the jobs, there's probably 1 million jobs right now available, and over the next few years. And I don't know if you've seen that one video where Trump was there with that computer company, and they're like, we're spending $500 billion on AI infrastructure over the next 10 years.
Wow.
So it's going there. They already, basically from that talk, they were speaking of another 100,000 jobs just from what they're doing. So a lot of the work that's coming, if you're not into that computer stuff, if you're not into AI, you know, you should get your skills up. That's what I say.
Right. And I think what needs to happen, and I think some basic educational kind of environments need to pop up where we're taught exactly what AI is. I see a lot of people that's chasing the money. They're already there with AI.
Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But we need to do it from a cultural perspective. You follow what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you was on from the beginning of the show. I talked about the digital blackface.
No, I missed that.
Digital blackface is already happening. There are people showing up as black people that's not even black. Like, for example, do you remember the rapper that they created, who was a robot, basically?
I missed that.
Some people in the chat. Can somebody put that in the chat? It was an AI model robot. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly what his name is. AI model robot. AI robot, right? Hold on. Rapper. I talked about it on a couple of shows on my FN Mika, M-E-K-A. Hold on, let me show you a picture of him. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on. Let me share my screen with you and show you this character. This guy. How could racist rap robot Capitol Records signs the first AI virtual Capitol Records signs the first virtual rapper, FN Mika. He's a rapper.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I missed that one.
Robot rapper with over 10 million TikTok followers have signed a deal with Capitol Records.
That's crazy.
Crazy as hell, man.
Wow.
So we start talking about digital blackface. Yeah.
Digital
blackface.
blackface.
You don't know what our children's gonna be singing and dancing to in a minute.
Yeah. I mean, they're already talking about the next generation is going to be marrying robots. So I'm not even surprised. This is weird, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, we might end up in digital shackles and digital chains because they're already doing digital blackface. They already took us back 200-300 years. At least 100 years. That didn't happen that long ago. And then Drake came along and did a few years ago. That's not long ago, bro.
Yeah. That's good.
But anyway, it's a real thing, man. And we got to find out our different kind of ways, especially because of our children. You understand? So how are we going to combat this thing? There needs to be some kind of education happening on what this thing really is and how to combat it. A lot of people looking at it through the lens of building their business, which is a beautiful thing. It's beautiful that you could use AI to build your website and whatever, but it's like, come on, how are we going to combat this?
Yeah, it's being used for a lot of other things that I don't think people are really realizing the other side of the AI as well. So you made a good point as far as, you know, it's being promoted as a business tool, but all this deep fake stuff and everything else that they're doing with it is definitely something to keep an eye on. Definitely going to keep a finger on this pulse.
Right, exactly. All right, good, bro. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I'm about to get off here. I'm supposed to be off here 15 minutes ago. They blowing my phone up already. Like, come on, bro.
Indeed. Well, peace, right. You have a good one. Yes, indeed.
Right,
peace and love.
Take care, man. All right, good, bro.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, family. It's your brother, Professor Griff. I got to check out of here. All right. Shout out to Black Power Media. Shout out to everyone that came on today. All right. Shout out to Dr. Gabriel. Took his time out to come on today. All right. Shout out to you and yours for your comments. See, it's these kind of conversations that we need to have in order for us. Azim, man, what's good with you, man? What's happening with you? Salute. We need to have these kind of conversations so we can set the record straight. By no means do we want to disrespect all any of those individuals that's in transition of coming awake and aware. But for you to come on and just say to the world that we're not this and we're not that is very disparaging. It's very disrespectful. All right, let's get it right, fam. Because one day, as my good brother Donnie Hathaway said, one day we'll all be free. All right. Anyway, it's Professor Griff. I gotta get ready to get out of here. All right. Peace, fam. Do-do, ba-da, 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 ba. Students, da-da. Peace, fam. This is Professor Griff, Public Enemy. Of course, you know, the Minister of Information. Right now, my entire sound library on CD-ROM are available to you in an auction. Right now, you'll get the Public Enemy sounds that made some of them songs that you love, the hard-hitting beats. We got kicks, we got snares, we got hi-hats, we got beats, we got loops, we got breaks, we got keyboard sounds, guitar sounds, bass sounds. We got scratching, we got sound effects, we got nature sounds, environmental sounds. We got all kind of sounds from different genres, from jazz to neo-soul to R&B, classic, smooth. These are the beats, breaks, and the sounds that made some of them Public Enemy songs. Get it now. Check this out. Don't make beats, make history. Peace. It's Professor Griff. Hit me up, 678-557-2919. Peace.